So I'm going to share. Okay. So last meeting we discussed about moving loads, no? Getting the maximum shear and moment when the beam is subjected to moving loads. And we were able to find the maximum shear and moment by moving, no? The track that passes through that beam or they're there. So this time, so yung sa chapter 4 is about getting the maximum shear and moment when the beam is subjected to fixed loads, no, and to moving loads. So nalaman na natin yon. This time, we are going to apply what we learned in chapter 4 in this chapter 5, stresses in beams. In this chapter, we determine the relations between the bending moment and the flexure stresses it causes, and between the vertical shear and the shearing stresses. So here, we are going to find two types of stresses. Marami na tayong alam na stresses, so chapters 1 to 3. But today, we are going to have other two types of stresses we call flexure or bending stress and shearing stress. So in deriving these relations, we make the following assumptions. It is in your book. These assumptions are in your book on page 131. One, the plane sections of the beam remain plane. So if it is a rectangular beam, it remains rectangular. At plane siya. Then two, the material in the beam is homogeneous and obeys Hooke's law. So of the same material, isang material yung beam. And obeys Hooke's law. Remember Hooke's law? No? That stress is directly proportional to the strain. Yung sa ating Hooke's law. Within that, natin yung proportional limit is within the proportional limit. So stress is directly proportional to the strain. That is Hooke's law. And the moduli of elasticity for tension and compression are equal. So since this is of the same material, if this is the cross-section of the beam, kung ito yung cross-section of the beam, kung upper fibers are subjected to compression, the lower fibers in tension, they're of the same material pa rin. So the modulo of elasticity for tension and compression are equal. Number 4, the beam is initially straight and of constant cross-section. So, constant ng cross-section ng beam. Sige, ang ating beam ay from zero, if it is this beam, if it is a simple beam, may mga loads applied. So, ang kanyang cross-section from here, from 0 hanggang L dito sa end ay of constant cross-section. We're talking about this beam, where this forces act. Yan yung beam. Ito yung cross-section ng beam. Kung siya rectangular, ito yung section niya. So the beam is initially straight and of constant cross-section. Another last assumption is the plane of loading must contain a principal axis of the beam cross-section and the loads must be perpendicular to the longitudinal axis of the beam. So ang loads daw ay perpendicular, so it is acting perpendicular to the longitudinal axis. So ito yung longitudinal axis of the beam. It acts perpendicular. Yan. And the loads must be perpendicular to the longitudinal axis of the beam. So those are the assumptions. Hindi na natin diderive. Ito yung, if this is our cross-section, ito na yung formulang madiderive. here we have for example, a rectangular beam cross-section of width B and height H. Height H ang kanyang height. Ano? Now, pagpapaganyan yung curvature ng beam. No? At the maximum moment, pagka ganyan, yan ay maximum, positive maximum moment. Ano? Positive yan. Ganun gana. Let's check. Yes. Pagka-positive moment, yun ay upper fibers are in compression, lower fibers in tension. So we have learned in statics that the neutral axis, ito, yung location of the neutral axis. For a rectangle, it is at the center. Naroon yung center of gravity, dun dadaan yung neutral axis. Yan yung neutral axis. If the upper fibers are in compression, dahil ganito yung curvature nga ng beam when subjected to at the point of maximum moment, positive maximum moment. Yung daw area in compression are the upper fibers and the area in compression and tension ay sa lower fibers. If we are going to draw the distribution of the stress, kung ating iisa-isahin, yung sa cross-section, yan. The upper fibers are in compression. Dito naman sa baba, the lower fibers are subjected to tension. And it can be represented by a single force dito na C. Ito naman sa baba, ito siya. Ito naman sa kabila, sa baba ay can be yung equivalent concentrated load because this is triangular. Diba? Meron siyang equivalent concentrated load. C. Dito naman ay C. Yung equivalent concentrated load. And they are acting at the center of gravity of this triangle. So we will see that the maximum compressive stress occurs doon sa pinakamalayong fiber from the neutral axis. Kung ito yung neutral axis, we will measure na hanggang doon madidevelop yung maximum compressive stress. And that maximum compressive stress ay ito yon. Ito yung formula for the maximum flexure stress. Pero if we will be getting the stress in any fiber of y distance, yung ito daw yun. Ang fiber na ito, gusto nating malaman yung stress in this fiber. Yan, sa fiber na yan, within the beam cross section. Ang kanyang distance ay y. Yung distance y from the neutral axis. So to determine that stress, the formula that indicates that flexure stress in any section varies directly with the distance of the section from the neutral axis. And if that distance is y, yan, yung na-derive na formula will be this, my over I. Ang y is the distance of the fiber from the neutral axis. Ang m natin is the bending moment at any point within the beam section, kahit saan dito. So we will have this at this point, halimbawa 1 meter from the left end, pwede natin makuha because we already know how to determine the moment at that point, no? By drawing the moment diagram. Or if we will get now the maximum flexure stress that will be developed in the beam, we will consider the maximum moment. Ito dapat ay this should be the maximum moment. Then we multiply by C, the distance of the remotest fiber. But if we will be getting the flexure at any point within the beam, at a distance, at a fiber of distance y from the neutral axis, we will be using this formula. My over I. I is the moment of inertia of the beam cross-section. Remember, we learned about the moment of inertia and the center of gravity in statics. So you have to review. No? We have to review. Yun ay isang chapter na inaral natin. The center of gravity and the moment of inertia. There is a table available dun sa book ng statics or here in our book in strength of materials we have uh, appendix A on page 519. Sa appendix A, page 519, it gives it nilagay uli dito because we really need the moment of inertia doon sa appendix A, moments of inertia. So yun yung naroon uli, ano? So, kaya para hindi nyo nabuksan yung statics nyo, you open your book on page 519, naririto yung moment of inertia. And there is a table here that gives us the moment of inertia of common geometric shapes on page 529. On page 529 naman, yung table that gives us the moment of inertia and radius of gyration of common geometric shapes. The rectangle, triangle, circle, semicircle, quarter circle, and ellipse on page 529. And if you want to review how to determine the moment of inertia if it is not given, so you have to read this appendix A on page 519. The table is on page 529. Okay, so I is the moment of inertia. Ito ngayon, if you want to find the maximum naman, the maximum flexure stress developed in the beam, we need to find the maximum moment. How do we find the maximum moment? We have to draw the moment diagram. But before we can draw the moment diagram, we have to draw first the shear diagram. And prior to drawing the shear diagram, we have to find the reactions at the support. So, balik tayo doon sa reaction. So, yung ating inaral in chapter 4 will be used here in chapter 5. Mag-uumpisahan, the process is that we start by drawing the shear and moment equations and diagrams, either by using the shear and moment equations or by the semi-graphical solution. But firstly, it should be determining the reactions muna. Finding the reactions and then drawing the shear and moment equations and finding the maximum shear and moment. Napakadali na dito. By simply substituting to the formula, makukuha na natin yung stress in any fiber or the maximum flexure stress if it is the one unknown. So, aaralin din yung maximum, yung moment of inertia. Ito na yung tawag sa ganon. Yung comments, yung sama-sama na natin what we learn in statics and strength of materials. Dito natin i-apply sa chapter 5. So where ito yung y is the distance of any fiber, no? So if you want to copy this, or it is available dun sa page chapter 5. On page chapter 5 on page 131. Doon 'yon. Have your books with you. Doon nyo kopyahin. Ano? Itong chapter 5. Yung assumptions that we need. No? Yung mga assumptions na yan, ini-apply dito. Hindi ko na dinerive. Pinakita ko na lang itong yung result ng derivation. Ito na yung final. Napakahaba nun. It takes 2 hours para ma-derive. So, it's up to you to read sa pages 131 hanggang 135 paano na-derive. Now, kopyahin nyo na lang mamaya. And then, yan. If we have this, the formula where y is the distance of any fiber from the neutral axis. Yun. Kung gusto nating makuha yung stress in that fiber, kailangan. But ang ating reference lagi is the neutral axis. So, dapat alam nyo nasan ang location ng neutral axis. For a rectangle, nasa gitna. So, dun sa center of gravity, dadaanan ng neutral axis yung center of gravity of the section. Now, kung maximum naman ang pag-uusapan, yung pinakamalayong fiber is of farthest distance from the neutral axis, diga? It is C. No, we call it C. But C is, diga, it is H over 2 is the distance of the remotest or farthest fiber from NA. From now on, lagi ang reference natin neutral axis. So kung ito nga ay kung halimbawa ang ating formula, stress is equal to M, ito, at any fiber of distance Y, over, ang I naman daw ay para rectangle. It is mamaya na lang yan. So C is the distance of the remotest fiber from the neutral axis. M is the moment at any point within the beam. But M maximum is the maximum, what that we will need here is the maximum moment. Sa beam, na-experience ng beam. I is the moment of inertia. So ito nga yung mga formula natin, MC over I. Now, for a rectangular section, remember, applicable lang ito sa rectangular section dito. Ang ating C is H over 2. Ang ating moment of inertia is ito ay getting it from the table, it is BH square BH cube over 12. Ang ating BH cube BH cube over 12. Substitute natin dito. So, to get the maximum flexure stress, so M maximum times H over 2 over BH cube over 12. Anong ating makakancel? Ito ay magiging 6. Ito ay magiging square. Makakancel yon. M. Ito, ilalagay natin sa taas. Diba? Ilalagay sa taas. Magiging 6 M maximum over BH square. Yan ang maximum formula for maximum flexure stress sa rectangular beam. Yan, for a rectangular beam lang ito. Applicable lang for a rectangular beam. Ito naman, if we will have this pwede din ito, it can be written also M maximum over I over C, inilagay natin sa ilalim, but I over C is section modulus, can be represented by S or section modulus. Meron tayong table dito on page 136. We have a table that gives the section moduli of some geometric shapes. For a rectangle, it is BH square over 6. Yan. It can be written as M over S. Pwede yan.
Kailan namatay?
Ano ba ang ating... Hindi natin ilagay.
Bakit daw?
Good morning. Okay, so if the maximum flexure stress is M over S, if we look at the table on page 136, S is BH square over 6. So ating maximum flexure stress is M over BH square over 6. So pag ito'y nilagay sa taas, ito ay maximum 6M over BH square, which is the same as this one. Pareho yan. Yan. Ano? So the formula in getting the maximum flexure stress sa rectangular lang ito applicable. Remember, always, ang general formula is MC over I. Ito yon, MC over I. Kung ano man yung section ng beam. It can be a circular. Pwede circular yung section ng beam. Tapos rectangular, pero malimit sa design naman ay rectangular yung beam. More often than not, it is rectangular. So 6, we have to consider the maximum moment, yung width at saka yung height niya to get the maximum flexure stress developed in the beam. So let us have an example. Okay, so kopyahin nyo muna. I'll give you 5 minutes to work on that. To copy.